Good to go. Are we ready? Well, good evening. It's January 20th, and just thankful for all you guys jumping on. Hope you liked our inspiration today from Darren Hardy. He's one of our go-tos every day that we listen to, and he can kind of be in your face a little bit, but I enjoy that. It kind of makes me move. And again, I hope he didn't offend any of you, but again, fun stuff there. So just real quick, we want to thank you also for being out there tonight on this holiday that we have here. So I'm sure people are either getting back in town or stayed huddled up and warm at home this weekend, but we're glad you're here and excited to share with you tonight. So as we begin every week, we go to our team and we identify a coach that has been doing a great job, and we want to highlight that coach and ask them to share a little bit of tonight. So tonight we have our spotlight is on Vicki Meister. So Vicki, we are excited to hear what you'd like to share with us. Vicki is, I think, live in South Carolina, and she lives in South Carolina and North Carolina. So we're excited. So Vicki, are you there? I saw you a second ago. All right, there she is. Awesome.
Okay. Hi, everybody. What a great night. Hi, Zena. Clapping to you, too. Just kind of quickly, Larry D asked me if I would share why I joined Optavia to start with, and then also why I became a coach. So the simple fact is I joined Optavia for the sole purpose of losing weight. I didn't care about any of the rest of it. I'm sure that it was all shared with me during that health assessment about all those things we were going to work on, and I paid no attention because I didn't care, because all I really cared about was losing weight, and I really wasn't so sure the program was going to work. And then, so that's that in a nutshell. Clearly it worked. And then why I became a coach, and I'd love to tell you that I had this intrinsic need to help people and to really, show everybody how wonderful it is to be healthy. But the reality is I wanted to get my coach, Debbie Wood, and my grand coach, Zena Friedman, off my back, because they were just bugging me, and this will be so great, and Vicki, you'll love it, and you're a natural, blah, blah, blah. And I really and truly was like, no, I'm 65 years old. I have no interest in starting anything remotely like this. No, or anything else for that matter. But anyway, so, okay, fine, I'll become a coach, Well, it's going to cost me whatever it is, $200, $199, whatever it is to get them off my back. And look, it worked. And now we're wonderful friends. So there you have it. But anyway, that's also, I didn't pay any attention to anything other than I was 5 times more apt to keep the weight off if I became a coach. That's like the only thing I was like, okay, I'll do it for that. It's worth it for that. So that was that. So fast forward to today, a year and a half later, about, and I want to fast forward directly to today. Like, one of the things I started out thinking I was going to share with you was my list of my kind of unexpected surprise benefits. So my commitment and promise to all of you is that I will share that on Facebook tomorrow. I will put it both on our coaches page and on Eat, Live, and Be, because I do think there's value in that. But I really wanted to go a little different direction, because right now, today, and when I say today, yeah, I mean recent days, but most specifically, like right now, today, I've got some personal issues going on that I'm struggling with, and even more importantly than my personal issues, which compared to this other thing are not terribly important. But I have a very good friend who a week ago today had brain surgery for the second time, and things the first time went really well, really smoothly, and they are not now. And I am the point person, so I'm the one sharing information with her friends here on Kiowa and friends not on Kiowa. And it's really difficult to watch, because her personality is so different than what it was pre-surgery. And it didn't go in a good direction. So, and thank you for the prayers. At any rate, it would be really easy for my head to be 100% focused on those two things, my own personal little problem and my friend's problem. But I have this commitment to these people who trusted me with their health. They trusted that I would be there for them. And you know what? Most of these people have had amazing success. Some of their successes in weight loss, some of their successes in better sleep, some of their whatever, all of those things. It isn't all the same. Everybody's story is so different. And it would be so simple to just focus on me and just, they'll be fine, let them go. They can watch the Habits of Health. They can go onto the Facebook page and get inspiration. But that's not what I've learned to do in this program. And that's not what I feel this is all about. And clearly it became a whole lot more to me than just getting 2 people off my back. And it became a whole lot more about giving of me to people who needed it and people who wanted it. So at any rate, I just leave this thought with you that, like I say, I would love to be able to say, hey, I joined on because, I'm such a good person. And I just had to help everybody I met. It has nothing to do with that. But it became that. Not that I'm a good person. I mean, I hope I'm a good person, but it became, honestly, it became about really and truly understanding the people out there need help. And we each, all of us, everybody on this screen today, has skills and talents related to this program that are benefiting other people. And that's what it's all about. So get up tomorrow morning and reach out to those people that bug you and tell them to be coaches. And maybe they'll join up. But I mean, seriously, just give your heart. That's all it is. It's just giving your heart. So, there you have it. You guys, that's all I got for you.
Vicki, that's awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing, because that's really what we're all about. I mean, it is a hard issue, and when we serve, we're helping so many, but again, then it comes back around to us that, again, it helps us stay accountable as well. And that's really what you're talking about. Again, it's a hard issue, and that's why I think we do what we do. We get to help people really get back their health. And again, we know so much of it's their mindset, and we're glad we can do that. So thanks for sharing, and appreciate that. Take it away, Dee.
Yeah, thank you, Vicki. I love the way that you took this direction. I know you're hard, and I know why Debbie and Zena wanted you to be a good coach, because you are a good friend. You're a good friend to your friends that you're helping to take care of, and to us, and that just shows through. And I know your clients appreciate that with you.
And by the way, her husband has also killed the program. He's an Optavian, even though he isn't on the screen tonight. He's an Optavian, so.
He's not on the screen, but he's sitting right here on the couch.
There he is.
Hey, Bob. All right.
All right.
Okay.
There you go. Sorry.
He's getting click happy here, and mute Vicki. There we go. All right, so we're going to move on tonight. So we're doing a little bit of reboot this month, going over some of the basics. And, sometimes I think it actually can seem kind of transactional, what we're doing with clients. I think Vicki teed us up very well to really talk about what it is we are doing. Right now, we're going to be talking about client acquisition. We talked last week about the health assessment process and doing a thorough health assessment and what that looks like. So tonight we're going to take it just a few steps further. So I'm really breaking this down. So tonight we're just talking about, like, yay, they said yes, they're ready to go on their journey. And from here, what do you do at that point? And then what do you do up until Cassie Moore is going to help me out tonight, from their journey kickoff call to the first 4 days. That's where we're going to leave it tonight. So there are procedures and there are processes and there are reasons why Optavia has helped create these for us. We are very much an organization that we follow what Optavia and other leaders have laid out before us to keep it simple. Larry, you came from a very structured environment. We were just talking about it. He kind of drives me crazy with policies and procedures, but there's definitely a role for them. So I thought maybe you could just touch on that before we jump into it.
I've been told I have too many procedures, but anyway, with that said, no, one of the things that, when I started coming on the business full time, I struggle, and I still struggle a bit trying to find things. And we had a meeting back in the fall with some of the leaders talking about, okay, what do we need and how do we pull things together? And I think the biggest thing that we found and the feedback was, yeah, that'd be nice, but we're all kind of busy. How are we going to do this? So what Dee and I have done, we've taken Simple Systems, that document, and we're trying to organize it better. That's the kind of short-term goal we have right now, based on the technology limitations we have, that kind of stuff. So we're working on that now, and we're trying to pull that together for your ease. Now, this is going to be something that we're going to put out there, out in the Facebook group, as far as a document, again, with links to it. But again, please extend grace. That's a working document, and Simple Systems document isn't going away. So again, don't panic there. But this document is just to make it a little bit easier for a flow, onboarding a client, onboarding a new coach, and kind of putting things together. Now, why is this so important? Because as coaches, when we can leverage each other and our strengths and our documents, right? We can be better at serving our clients, growing our businesses, and again, replicating it and showing it to other clients and that or other coaches. And that's the key important factor there. So you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. And if by chance you should happen to step out of the business for a week for a family emergency, somebody can come in and really plug in and help you out from your business standpoint. So again, it's really important. So that's what we're working on, and just wanted to share what's coming up very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mary, thank you for pointing out. She said she really loved. I included a link to a spreadsheet that is actually a great checklist that you can just go through with your clients to see, make sure you've done things. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I can't remember. Like if you're really in the midst of a lot of things, hey, did I send that text? Did I do, each step in the process? So this link is in the Facebook post about this call tonight, and there'll be some other supporting documents that go with it. But this can be a great tool for you, and we're just going to kind of walk through each of the steps. The reasons that, like what Larry said, that it's so important to follow a process is that number one, this is going to make it easy for you, so that anytime you're signing up a new client, it's 1, 2, 3, go, right? And you'll get more and more proficient at how quickly you can do that. The other piece of the equation is that we are all about duplication. So there's going to be coaches that come in behind you, right? Because there's going to be clients just like Vicky that wants to keep their weight off, 5 times more successful. So this is a very simple way that how you will teach coaches that you sponsor how to sign up and support clients. So a lot of times I know coaches will tell me they're fearful about bringing on a new coach because they don't know what to do. So this having a process just simplifies.
Yeah,
that.
And again, frankly, I was starting to pull my hair out because it was kind of all over the place, and I'm being such a structured individual. I was like, this is killing me. So again, I'm glad we're finally getting something together there.
So a couple of quick things. And so this checklist is in there in our Facebook group. But basically the next step, the one thing I always suggest is that you always posture for your clients what's coming next. So as you're closing that call, once it's like, yes, great, they're ready to go. I always let them know. I say, okay, great. I'm going to be placing your order today. You're going to get an email confirmation. You're also then going to get a welcome email from Optavia. Let me know if you don't get that. And then you'll also get a shipping notice, and that will help us keep track of when your order is coming in. And then I'll say the next time we talk, it's going to be your journey kickoff call. And that's going to be a short call. It'll probably just be 5 or 10 minutes. This call today that we had, the health assessment, really the longest call we'll have. But that next one, I'll be setting you up and helping you really get off to a great start. So a couple of things, and you probably know this, but I just want to put these reminders in because we have new coaches, experienced coaches, even coaches that haven't started coaching yet. So that the recommendation is that the coach, you always place the first order for your client. All right. So we want to, once they've said the yes, to keep the process moving as quickly as possible and not to overwhelm the client by having them go to our website, you want to place that order yourself. So you want to go ahead and get their shipping address, their credit card, all of that. And we do the same order for everybody unless there's like a dietary need or a health issue. So, so it's always the essentials, the 5-in-1 kit with the transformational system, but not taking shortcuts and not doing the books. But don't get caught up in asking people like, do you like pudding or do you like more crunchy things? Like, it's just, number one, we don't want to put the emphasis on the food. And we also want to remember that you're the professional coach and that the food is just a tool in the process. Future orders, all of that, they can swap, they can take that over. But really, I know for us, 99.9% of clients just get that straight up kit. I don't even modify any of the free items. It's just boom. It's just so we place an order in 3-4 minutes, just real clear, keeping it simple for the client, and the clients they just make it work.
Yeah, and we're following the Becca Tinter rule, and that is again just that's what they get. And again, if they don't like something in the future, they can change it on their own.
Right. And the company does send a welcome email to them. And in that email, it includes a link to Dr. A's Stop, Challenge, and Choose book. It includes links to the Optavia guide, the condiment guide, as well as the vegetarian guide. I personally don't really think there's any other need for any other welcome email or whatever. I mean, we all are independent, but we also want to be able to show our clients and tell them where they can find supplemental resources if they need to. There is a copy of that welcome email. I can post the link for it. That will be in our training document. So if they didn't get it, you can send that to them easily. And then the next thing is that we would put them into our Facebook groups. And I don't know if you caught it the other night, but it was really good when Ray Lloyd said the next step when she's signing somebody up, she says, hey, do you already have a Facebook account, or are you going to need to create one for this? Where it's really not optional for them whether or not they go into our Facebook group, because we know the community is such a part of it. So this is another area where I really tee up the client, and I let them know, if I'm not already Facebook friends with them, I'll let them know, hey, I'm going to put a friend request in for you. You'll want to accept that. And then once you do, I'm going to invite you to our Eat, Live, and Be, our client group, which is Eat, Live, and Be Optavia. We also have the recipe group, which is Lean and Green Lifestyle. Those will be invitations to you because they are a secret group. So you'll have to check your notifications and then accept that invite to go in there.
Yeah, and just an FYI, we have over 4,000 people now in Eat, Live, and Be Optavia. So again, that's fantastic. And so recognize the fact that when you plug your clients in there, that it's a big community and there's a lot of information and people sharing out there. Some quieter than others, but that's still fine.
Yeah, it's been fun to see how it grows. So we want to have some communication with our clients between that time. It can be like a long time. It feels like they're so excited about the order coming in from the time they say yes until that order is received. So there are some daily texts that we do, and I'm going to turn it over to Cassie Moore. You guys give it up for Cassie, who prepared to be with us tonight to talk about these daily texts and emails and the night before journey kickoff call. Take it away, Cassie.
There we go. I got it. Hey guys, thanks Dee and Larry. So I have a little cheat sheet on my phone for the Journey Kickoff call, and I kind of did this mainly because early on I didn't want to be caught without what I needed, whether I was away from home or if I was at home. So I pretty much just created a note that is labeled Journey Kickoff Call, and I kind of scroll through that as I'm in a conversation with my client. It's proved to be quite handy, but I really just, I start off by letting them know that the Journey Kickoff Call would be scheduled after they receive their box. So as soon as they get their box, I do ask them to text me. Of course, I can track it with the shipping details, as you guys know. But I do start out with just trying to create the relationship with them and saying that I'm honored to walk with them and that I'm here, that something that we've learned in the Blanchard training, the Habit Finder, is that my mission is their success. So I want them to be fully on board because I'm going to be fully committed to them. And so I just talk to them in a way that kind of, opens that relationship up. And I let them know, of course, the details that we go through with them. Hey, did you find your Optavia guide in your box? That's going to be your best friend because it's going to help you learn how to build that lean and green meal for yourself. And it's going to, give you tips as you go along. And it's a place where you can journal what you're doing. You can kind of keep track of how you're eating. And what you're eating. I do let them know that I will be sending a short video just to kind of reinforce what we discuss on the Journey Kickoff call. And that our first goal is to get into fat burn. And I explain to them what fat burn is again. I ask them to repeat back to me what their understanding of their nutrition program is so that they kind of let me know that they're on track with their schedule, that they know that they're going to eat, 5 times a day, every 2-3 hours, and they're lean and green. And then I tell them some things that I didn't do that I regretted not doing, and that was taking my measurements. So I kind of take it to a level where, hey, I've done this. I'm going to walk alongside of you. And I wasn't perfect. I made some boo-boos along the way, and one of them was not taking my measurements. I did not do that, and so many times I did. And I explained to them why, because you're going to start seeing physical changes. You're going to start seeing a change in the scale, but there may be times when you see a loss in inches that's going to be way more inspiring than the number that's on the scale. And it's all about their mindset. So we talk about an expectation that I am their coach and what they can rely on me for, and that I'm there to offer them support and encouragement. But they want to talk to me on their donut days, as Dave Blanchard says. That's the hard days that they have. And they also want to talk to me so that we can celebrate their progress. I have added to my Journey Kickoff call list after some of the trainings, just asking them, can you commit to a scheduled call every week? So I'll tell them my first 4 days, I will send you a text every morning. And that's how I manage my texting campaign. I think there's some flexibility there, but I like to make it more personal. So I manage the texting campaign. I don't do the email campaign, which is automated if I understand correctly. But I do, tell them that I'm going to text them every morning, and then I'll call them every evening, and we set up a time for those first 4 days. And then I say, I'm going to give you a few days to work through your program with simply just text from me, knowing that I'm available at any time for them to reach out. And then on day 8, I will talk with them again. And at that point, I will ask them their weight, that they may be weighing every day or every other day, but that'll be the first time that I ask them what their weight is, what their progress is, and we can share that because I believe, and I know that because I trust the system, that they're going to see a change in their physical being and their scale, and we're going to celebrate that day 8 phone call. So I really kind of allude to that as being a really positive time for them. And then I go into, how would you like for me to show up once we transition into that weekly check-in call? How do you need for me to show up for you? And I allow them time to, tell me, I need for you to be my cheerleader. I need for you to be my drill sergeant, and everybody has different answers. And I've just recently added that to my Journey Kickoff call. So that's kind of a fun thing to hear the response. And then after that, I tell them that, what else is on here? The next thing is that people are going to start noticing. So we talk about that, and that at some point they, may want to have a conversation with me about how to refer client or their people, their referrals to me. Or we may even talk about partnering together so that they can reach into the people's worlds that already love and trust them, that they're able to coach them as well. So that's kind of, just a little bit of a dripping of coaching in the very beginning. Phase 1, I do talk about. Phase 1 is getting yourself healthy, and then phase 2 is getting those people around you healthy. So that's kind of a part of that, either referring or coaching conversation. So basically, I think that maybe covers everything. Dee, if I've missed anything, I apologize.
Well, no, Cassie, that was fantastic. Appreciate you again sharing that tonight. The only thing I would add is one of the things that does come in their kit are those big books, you know. So we kind of set the expectation for them that we're going to jump into that starting the second week, right? We want them to get their sea legs. We want them to get into the program and really understand the 5-in-1 program. But then setting expectations that we're going to start unwrapping that and getting that started the following week is ideal. So again, you know, starting with the Habits of Health and the Life Book, working in conjunction is a great way to set that expectation. So please don't shy away from that. People, you know, they don't have to read every word for word. They can skim if they had to. But again, the Life Book is the key thing for really them to spend their time. So great stuff, Cassie. I appreciate it.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. One of the best ways I've heard that phrased is that when you're introducing the idea of the Life Book to your clients, you know, really remember our whole role is we're posturing. And I loved what Cassie said and what Larry said about the book. So I'm going to tie it together because Cassie said, my mission is your success. So a great way wording I've learned to say about the Life Book is, hey, you know what? You're going to start on this journey and you're going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to, you know, our program, our eating plan is great. But little will be gained if you don't change the way you think about food. And so that's where the Life Book is going to come in because that's where it's going to be most needed. And so we're going to start building that foundation now. So this half hour always goes so fast. There were a couple of questions out here about what text do you send out each day. We'll bring those into our Facebook group and maybe we'll even do a little Facebook Live this week to add in a few more things. But Cassie, thank you. You did a great job covering that. Thank you, Vicki, for being our featured coach on our Up Close and Personal. And we just appreciate you guys so much. We're having a great January. If you need any additional support, don't hesitate to reach out.
And just again, we got great attendance tonight, especially on the holiday. Please encourage your coaches to get out here as well. I think it's always better the first time versus watching it on replay. So anyway, so appreciate you guys and love you. So we'll talk to you soon. Let's jump over to Dr. Ray. Have a great week.
We'll see you next time. Thanks.
Bye.